Hey everybody, here Rations here, and we're going to talk about the World War II C ration, which contained a B unit or biscuit bread unit and an M unit. So your M unit was like some kind of meat, like meat and noodles, meat and beans, beans and frankfurter, something like that. And then the B unit, most of what survives today is the B unit, the bread unit, which would have like some kind of like drink mix, usually coffee or lemon juice powder. It would have like 4 or 5 like energy biscuits in there, sugar, and some kind of confection. And the idea was like to kind of pair that up. So like you would have, we'll call it like an M unit with your B unit. So that would be a meal. And because the meat unit had wet food in it, a lot of times, most of this time, those cans did not survive the post-war era. So let's just talk about the B units, right? So early in the war, this is kind of what they look like: soluble coffee. And this right here is actually our reproduction. You can see they're fairly close in size. I think ours is just like a hair, maybe like just a hair taller, and uses our resealable lid design. And the idea is, the contents in here we reproduce, put in here, and you can buy the refill kits and use this over and over again. And the reason for that is that these cans would originally have this key, like a sardine key. And you would break that off the bottom, right? And break that off, and you'd get it under that little tab there, and you would twist around the edges of the can, popping that top and getting access to the contents inside. That made these cans one-time use, right? And then the meat unit was designed where you can do that. You can actually just heat up the can over open flame or hot water. This one here is in really good shape. And throughout the war, they did a couple things. Like, okay, the first thing that they did was, they kind of lacquered them differently, but they put the contents or the nomenclature on the top. The reason is when you opened up the crate, this is all you would see, and you'd have to start pulling them all out individually to see what the heck was in each can. They moved it to the top, right? This one is a B unit with biscuits, confection, and beverage, right? And that way, like, it didn't matter. They didn't have to say soluble coffee or lemon juice or whatever. They tried actually like stamping that on the lids too for a while. This one here actually says coffee up at the top, letting me know that that's what was the beverage inside. And then last but not least, they went from like lacquer finish to like an OD lacquer. And they actually included what you see there, which is the like meal. So there was a breakfast, dinner, and supper, just like the K ration. So, and this one had cocoa in it. That one's sealed. So where are we at today? Well, I'm really, really excited. I usually don't get a chance to try original World War II rations, but I have this guy here that's got kind of this this neat lacquer finish. Couple things here why I chose this one was that the key has broken off from the bottom, unfortunately, and it's in pretty good shape. It doesn't appear to be compromised. It's not dented. I can hear the contents rattling inside. And I thought, this was a great example. The nomenclature is nice and clean in there under that lacquer finish. And, I was going to have a really, really cool shadow box. So these things aren't cheap by any means either. So, I kind of wanted to be very conscientious of the one that I chose for this experience and for the video. And honestly, I think all the World War II rations that I have tried have been like survival or the K rations, like partial K rations. So there, I got the key in there, just like that. And we're going to try this. I think this one is 1942. So this makes this coming up on 82 years old. Oh, geez, the little top broke off there. That's not good. Tab broke. Let me see if I can work that out. And if not, that's no big deal. It's got like a lot of solder on it. I wonder if that was a problem other soldiers had in the past trying to get these opened. This tab is, just stuck on there really, really, really good. Check that out. I tried to put that key in there, it popped off. But you know what, that's neither here nor there, because we're gonna go and open it from the bottom with the P38, which I think actually be a better thing to do. I did want the experience of opening it like it should be opened, but we're gonna open it from the bottom, and then that way the shadow box will still have the fully intact can. So let's try that instead. So here we go. There's a good bit of air there from when I cut into the can. I'm really excited about these guys. Really, really excited. And I have opened some B units in the past, but the contents were kind of and I was more concerned with the display of them, or trying to you know, use them as a reproduction template than actually trying them. So we'll see kind of what this looks like. I really, really hope I get to try this out. It's not every day you get to do this by any means. I'm going to take the bottom off completely, so that way it's easy to get the contents out as they are. And here we go. On the bottom, I can see that that first biscuit on the bottom is already kind of cracked. And it's actually kind of funny because of all the ones I've seen, right, that happens. And so some of our reproductions that we've sold, like some folks will be like, one of the biscuits was broken. I was like, yeah, no kidding. I said, A, it says so in our listing. And what do you think happened? They put dried bread items inside a metal can, banging all around. Some of the later B units, I think like right at the end, or even towards like the Korean War, they're like, hey, why don't we put some of that glassine paper around the edges? They smell okay. I'm going to try to lay them out here, and we can try to either take a bite if we decide to be brave, or if not, we'll simply just kind of piece them back together with some glue. I got this food glue that's really good. It's a food safe glue. That one's also just cracked ever so slightly along the edge there. That's two. And this one did not fare well. So if you guys buy any of these reproduction C Ration B units from us, don't get mad when the biscuits are broken, because right now I'm 0 for 3 on this original. I'm going to try to get them all together and spaced out exactly how they should have been. There's a fudge smell of some kind from the bottom, and I think the last, oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. So cool. Look at that. Look at that tin. Bright and shiny. Hasn't seen the light of day in 82 years. I've got these Domino sugar cubes. Tons of crumbs all over them. So you're going to get some biscuits with your coffee whether you want to or not. Take that key out of the way here. Yeah, I'm actually glad that I did open it from the bottom here. And then here's your extra key. And this was designed to open the M unit. The M unit didn't have a key soldered on the bottom. The idea was you open the B unit first for whatever reason, and you get your key. And they give you an extra key because if you were to open this with the key on the bottom, you twist it all up and all that metal's twisted around there. It's really hard to get that key back. Very nice of them, very thoughtful. And then we've got some hard candies here. We've got this, it's called, looks like Bunt or Bunty candies. There's like a lemon one there. There's another lemon. And we got two green, probably like lime or green or lime or apple flavor. Kind of short, a little bit shorter than like a rod candy. And then the last biscuit did not fare well at all. You can see that there. It's broken up into a good bit of pieces there. Cool. All right, well, first things first, I think this coffee's good. Oh man, I think it's all right. And it's in one of these nice tins here. Let me get under this lip here. There's a little bit of a lip that they provided. So I won't end up cutting my fingers. You can see I got a nasty cut already from a pair of pliers. Totally unrelated to World War II rations or anything like that. Don't worry about it. But pliers slipped and took a good chunk of the fingertip off, and it's almost healed. I can smell coffee already. Wow. And I want to take my time opening this because, I mean, this is in really good shape. I have another tin that looks just like this. Holy shit. Awesome. Look at that. It's just ever so slightly caked up, but generally in good shape. Just try to break up these chunks a little bit here. I'm going to try to break them up, and I got some hot water ready, and I am stoked. I don't think I've ever made a actual World War II cup of coffee before. There we go. Yeah, I just want to make sure that they dissolve easy and this experience goes as well as it can. That's a good bit of coffee in there. Almost all the way to the top. So I've got my 1944 dated mess cup here, or canteen cup. I'm gonna pour the whole contents into the cup. Look at that. Beautiful. That is awesome. And since it's not like a laminate foil or anything, that'll be perfect for display. Got my gooseneck here. It smells delicious. So I think it's about like a third of a cup of third canteen cup of water. And it'll make a good bit of noise. That's like one thing about these canteen cups with the mess kit spoon. They are really, really noisy. I'm going to try it just like that without any of the sugar just yet. I'm really excited. Let's try this. It's strong, but it tastes really good. I'm actually going to add some more water to that. Yeah, there we go. It's a very, very strong cup of coffee for sure. Almost like an espresso powder. I'm going to be up for a while. Let's check out these sugar cubes. Put one or two of there to help maybe cover up the burnt coffee taste or the strong coffee taste. I try to leave these wrappers intact. Look at that. So sweeten it with Domino. And here's your sugar cube. Drop one of those guys in there. And we'll save that wrapper. Look at that. That's going to make a nice display. We'll put another one in there. And then we'll have two wrappers, and we'll leave the third one intact. How's that? So cool. And I don't know if, what activity was happening in that can post-war, but I'm sure it might have been a little bit aggravating for soldiers to pop open this can and you just get freaking crumbs. Crumbs everywhere. There's the second sugar cube. It's just covered in the biscuit crumbs. Give them a minute to dissolve up in here. While that's dissolving here, I'll show you the last one. This one here, it's like it's faded a little bit, probably from all the moisture and stuff inside the, they have left residual moisture inside the biscuits. And yeah, the sugar definitely helped, but it's definitely like a real dark roast for sure. All right, I'm gonna be brave and try one of these biscuit pieces here. We're gonna go and just try it like it is. neither sweet or salty. There's just like a little bit of a hint of sweetness. What we'll do is we'll put a couple pieces here on the spoon, let it soak up some coffee. See if that changes the flavor or the texture at all. They're very very plain. Well, the good news is I think that we have the recipe for our B unit C rations as good as it can be. Very accurate. Very accurate. Just like a very like hint of like milk biscuity, milk cracker, grainy. There's definitely like whole grains in there. You can see even just from the top, you can see the like little pieces of like the wheat germ or whatever in there. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm thrilled. I mean, this was generally intact. The hard candies haven't deteriorated. The biscuits are all there, just crumbly. We're gonna try these candies out. I'm gonna try to be careful with them as careful as I can. The cellophane has really started to deteriorate with time. It was already cracking on the edges, and twisting it like this is probably putting a good deal of stress on them already. We'll try these Bunce candies. BUNTE is the brand. And you can see I just popped the end off there. Try to wipe some of the biscuit residue off. Just like a molded candy. I'd say, I think, okay, a little bit of lemon. Not overly strong, but definitely that old-fashioned candy flavor. Nope, it's butterscotch. Well, definitely butterscotch now. It took like a second for the biscuit taste to go away. Delicious. All right, and we will try the very last one. This green one here. Let me try this one. This one looks a little bit more intact. Give this a go here. Bunce candies. And the cellophane is just falling apart in my hands. That's a bummer. Look at this guy go here. Once I can get him out, he's this one's kind of stuck to the cellophane too. Let's see if I can pull some of that cellophane off. So much for trying to keep that guy for display. Bummer. We'll see what we can do about maybe reproducing some of that wrapper. We'll try this last one here. That is a lemon lime. Citrus hit me the second it hit my mouth. A little biscuit powder residue went away. Good stuff. Let's try this coffee again. Wow. What a cool experience, guys. 82-year-old World War II ration. More or less fully intact. There wasn't anything in here that was inedible. The biscuits are nothing to write home about. The hard candies are perfect. They didn't spoil. They didn't, sometimes they kind of like melt and leak into everything. And this coffee tin, thank you to whoever designed that. What a cool design. You were able to kind of carefully keep that coffee intact for 82 years until I came along. Really cool. Awesome experience. It's really nice to know that, we've got the recipe down pat for these B Unit, these biscuits, as close as we can get. And the rod candies too. I mean, it's spot on. It's that you got to get that old-fashioned-y, counter store hard candy in the jar type flavor, and these short little guys here. Bunt candies. I'm gonna try to reproduce that wrapper and restore our couple open ones here. This is gonna be great, guys. I've got a couple biscuits here to fix up. Maybe I can borrow one from the Korean War B Unit to replace the 5th one. We're gonna have a really cool shadow box display out of opening this. Super excited about it. That's the can here again. Really cool stuff. This was February 1942. And so this just came up past its 82nd birthday. Very cool experience. Yeah, I've had some rough experiences with with a lot of older rations, and the World War II era ones. It's tough because it's like you also they're costly, so the desire to open them is kind of minimal, and then plus the risk of whatever's inside could have not withstood the test of time. And this definitely did. This definitely withstood the test of time. What a really cool experience. Glad to be part of it. We are Hero Rations. We reproduce the World War II K ration, C ration, and D ration as well. Showed you guys their C ration already. Here's our D ration, but check us out. We're Hero Rations on eBay, and Sir Coffee, CIR Coffee, on Etsy. Follow us on Facebook. We have a YouTube page, and we do plenty of videos about all the cool stuff in our Militaria collection too, our 25+ year collection. So we do a lot of cool videos and Facebook posts and things like that. But this was my favorite old ration opening and eating experience. Very cool. I'm gonna sit here, guys, and sit back and maybe watch my favorite episode of Band of Brothers, and sit here and finish off these candies. All right, cool. Thanks for checking us out.